Hello, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be teaching you a video all about angelic communication tips. I'm going to teach you guys how to take clairaudience, that's something that's big and just mystical, and make it something that's just a part of your daily life. That's what clairaudience is about. Hearing angels is nothing special. The only thing, it is special. I'm not going to say it's nothing special. It's special, it's very special, but I'm talking about mystically special. So yes, the angels started complaining. What do you mean it's not special? But the thing about hearing angels is you can't mystify it. You can't make it so special to the point where like, oh, we can never do that. I've come across people who told me it's impossible to hear angels. They're so high vibration, and they're in a vibration we can't reach. Our hearing can't perceive them. It sounds like pitches and whistles and all these different noises that they have their own language. Well, I can safely tell you that in the Bible they've appeared to people very intensely in person, and they're able to speak the language that people speak. They're fluent in every language or any language they want to be in, and they have their own language. So they do actually make voices that, when I say make voices, after you hear them, they'll take on their own voice. So for example, Archangel Michael sounds very deep, like not like a human, like a super deep, not scary, but deep. Archangel Michael. And the funny thing is, Archangel Jophiel, or not Jophiel, Archangel Ariel, which for a long time I thought Ariel was a female until a really deep voice. And I'm not the only one who heard the deep voice, but I was just like, oh, that makes sense. Like, and it had me thinking for a while. I'm like, yes, this makes sense, because angels are all technically brothers, no matter, even if they're super feminine in energy. Some of them actually take on a female's voice, but they're normally men's voices. Unless you ask them to say, hey, can you try to pick a female's voice so it's more relatable? I'm going to teach you about that coming up in a second, but hearing angels is really easy. And yes, I'm going to put on more light. So it's one thing about hearing angels is, don't mysticize it. Don't make it overly special. It's very special. It's a very special gift. And I'm going to start off by saying most of you are already hearing your angels. If you're, number one, wearing tourmaline specifically around the neck, around the head, or even like just around you, literally wrapped around you. So wrapped around your neck, a bracelet's okay. A bracelet works, but the necklaces and bracelets and the necklaces versus the bracelets, the necklaces are better and stronger because they protect the crown. When you talk to an angel, you don't want something else getting in pretending to be the angel. That's the biggest thing. Angels will very specifically make it very clear as to what they say. They say, we're going to say things that light, things that are good. You'll know when it's us. You will know when it's not us. At that point, you just ignore angels. Non-angels, fallen angels. If you're hearing things like really horrible things, the mocking, making, just really, because that's what fallen angels do, is when they see someone fall, ha 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 ha, it's just like, Michael, was that you? And it's like, yeah, Michael, yeah, look at that person fall, you want to help them? Well, you want to help them fall more? Like, Michael will say, help this person get up, I'll help you, versus the fallen angel will be like walk over them and take a picture. Like, so that's why, if you're ever wondering why evil people have guides, it's usually fallen angels, because their angels have left and they can hear the fallen angels. Fallen angels are much easier to hear than angels. Why is that? It's because their vibration's lower. So with a lower vibration, if you're not on the wavelength of an angel's voice, then you're not going to hear the angel's voice like that. That's a very good point. So make sure your vibration's high. You have to have your vibration high to hear angels. If anything, that's why so many people hear spirits. It's because most spirits were once human. And most spirits who were once human can communicate with you a lot easier. That's why people resort to hearing spirits first. Angels take a lot more time, patience, understanding, and most importantly, connection to the Most High God. This is the most important part of this video. You will not connect to angels fully unless you're talking to God. They'll be around you, they'll love you, they'll help you, but unless you're talking to God, the Bible literally says in Psalm 91:11, For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. He shall give his angels. He shall give his angels. They're his angels. So we have to understand these are his angels. And let me talk about a specific point. Some people are like, oh, talking to angels is demonic. No, the person who said that's demonic because they're talking about demons when no one else is talking about demons, and that their demons are probably talking to them, telling them to not talk to angels. For people who I've come across who said, oh, don't speak to angels, they normally don't want you having help from God. That's goes straight to the intention. They normally don't want to see you get ahead of them. Now, let's talk about that too. I'm talking about a few important points before I get into the tips. When talking to angels, make sure you're grounded. Make sure your higher chakras are open. You should be working with crystals. If you're not working with crystals and you're trying to talk with angels, it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to take a lot longer. Now, if you're working with angels and you're noticing that the angels that you're talking to are like, you don't feel like you're hearing them, you don't feel like you're perceiving them, work with more crystals. What crystals are good for that? A crystal such as Angelic. Angelic will get your energy right on hearing the angels talk. And you have to understand, when you're in the process of hearing angels, be patient. Be patient. Don't try to hear them all at once. That's what I did when I first started off. I heard a couple angels. I'm like, I want to hear all of you. And it can subtract, so you can dilute yourself that way. So, if anything, start off with your guardian angel and Saint Michael the Archangel. Start off with 2 angels. Let that guardian angel, Michael is everyone's number 1 guardian angel. He guards over people who are good and people who are not good. That's basically his divine order, because he's the highest angel. So he has a special ability to watch over good people and bad people. That bad people, so they stay in their place. Good people, so that bad people who are saying, like, he can be more than one place at once. Oh, that's one spiritual law that you have to know about angels. People are always asking about this. So ask this question. What do you think about angels? Are they around you? Are they not around you? Because I have people asking, well, I like, for example, most importantly, when you talk to God, assume there's angels around you. I call them like a backpack. Backpack. So they're like a backpack because they come with you wherever you go. They're with you all the time. Unless you do something wrong, and then they peel. So once you talk to an angel once, they're around you until you do something bad to mess up and they leave. Most likely, oftentimes they don't come back after they leave like that, because they unless you truly change and you're reborn as a person, they don't care like that. They're like, okay, this person's gonna waste my time. People, how does someone's guardian angel leave them? I've made videos about that in the past. You make fun of your angel, or like you put your angel down in a really bad place and say, oh, look what you did, like, you horrible, blah, 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 and you trash talk your angel. They're like, watch this, bye. They bolt. So let's get into and don't be like, oh, did I lose my angel? If you're not being a horrible person, because once they see you start putting people down, they walk away. Unless you have potential, unless you're about to get better soon or corrected soon, then they'll walk away. They don't want to be around that. They don't. They leave. And then fallen angels step in. They're like, oh, hello. Like, look. Seat 1, 2, 3, and 4 just opened up. And that was basically Michael, Raguel, Raphael, and Jophiel. Just, like I said, Michael doesn't fully leave. He'll watch over the person differently. So Michael's a beautiful angel. He's a beautiful, wonderful, awesome, amazing angel who will help you move closer to the Most High God. One thing that you will hear very often about angels is they're always talking about God. They're always talking about God, which that's what an angel's supposed to do. So, and I'm going to get to the tips aspect soon, because you have to know the backstory and the background information and the back details to be able to know what you're doing is correct. Because some people are like, I'm gonna try this technique, I'm gonna try the tips right now. They try the tips and they're like, my angel said and then I've had someone say, my angel called me chubby, and I'm like I had checked and I'm like, there's literally a trickster spirit around the person saying, I'm your angel. And I'm just like, hold on a second. And I'm like, hold on, let me look. And then I look around that person, their guardian angel, and this does happen. This is actually a very good topic to bring up. Sometimes your guardian angel is just weak. It's not a bad thing. It's because they've helped you so much, or they've used so much of their energy and they can't always be around you in full capacity unless you're meditating on them, unless you're really giving them your time and energy. But a lot of times, if you're wondering, like, why doesn't my guardian angel help me more? Because they're tired. They're carrying you around. I'm kidding. But you just have to know that if you're doing things right, how are you? If you're doing things right and you're doing things full of light, which I know a lot of people in this area, if you're doing things right and you're doing things full of light, then you don't have to worry. What you do have to worry about is getting the wrong person on the line, or getting the wrong being on the line. So, wrong person too. So if you basically view it as a telephone, picture you being on the phone. Certain words will match up, and yes, I make sure if I pause the video for a second to watch people walk by, I'm making sure they're okay, because there's cars flying around, and if Florida Stoneman has to turn into an angel for a second to help someone, I definitely will. So yeah, that's why in certain videos you'll see, you're like, oh, Stoneman, like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm keeping my eye out on someone just in case they need help. That's who I am. All right, so you guys can be call it an earth angel. What's an earth angel? A human who does something an angel would do in the physical world. Okay, cool. Oh, this is a good question. Is an angel, who are angels? They're not necessarily your ancestors or deceased loved ones. What they truly are something that's never been born as a human. So that's going to help you as well. So angels are always around you. They're always talking to you. They're not always talking, but they're always talking to you or to each other. So what's a tip to your angels? Meditation. You literally should concentrate on your ears in meditation. The two ways they'll message you is in your physical ears. And when your ears start itching or ringing, don't touch them. That's your angels. Don't itch them. The thing about that is, I do have to flat out say, when you touch your ears after itching them, it does decrease a little bit because that's their voice going into your ear. So I have strong fingers, so I almost just give myself an airing for a second. But and that's the thing too with your ears. Your ears are the most sensitive, clairaudient part ever. So in the physical world, which I grab my ears kind of hard, if you see my fingers in making gemstone jewelry, when I grab it, I'm like, it's like, Grandma, like, my ears turning red now. Jeez. But the thing is, and your angels will play with your ears as well, but let them play with the ears. You can put a little, you know what, I have to make a video about Florida water. Dilute the Florida water with extra water, and then you can put some on your ear. So that's a good point as well. So you can put a little bit of Florida water in your ear. You'll be able to hear their voices and their whispers. Concentrate on your ears, because you'll actually hear their physical voice, like actually physical voice, and it can take years of time before meditating. So don't give up if it's been a couple of months, if it's been a year, if it's been 2 or 3 years. It could take 7 years for you to fully hear an angel's voice in your ear. And yes, I'm paying attention to I'm looking in the side of peripheral vision because there's people walking across the street, so I'm making sure that no one might not need help or something like that, because this is a very different area if you haven't seen my location. So my location is very, very different. So when it comes to hearing angels inside your head, sometimes when you first start off, because everyone can hear angels, literally everyone can hear angels if you meditate on it, and most importantly, ask God for help, ask God for advice, and you will hear angels 100%. So you will 100% hear angels. The thing is, the belief part is the most important. Belief in the Most High that He's allowing you to talk to His angels. Belief that you can. And number two, you won't always. Number two, I've mixed up numbers by now. That's why I'm saying it's not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 point video. It's straight to the point. So you'll hear them in your head as your voice. So, for example, I was like one of the angels, because they will talk both. If it's more convenient for them to talk in your head, then they'll talk in your head, and they'll most likely use songs just to get your attention. So if I ignore them, which if you ignore an angel, they'll start going louder. So for example, they'll sing, they'll have fun, they'll talk, they'll do their thing. They like to sing a lot. So I hear, "Do you see what I see?" And I'm like, And your ears might hurt. They might feel pressure. You might, and I heard it in my physical ear before they started saying it in my head, so they'll get a message through. If you can't hear them through your physical ears, they're going to say it in your head. You're going to think, and it might sound like they're down the street and someone's talking. It might sound like a room full of people talking, but you're going to hear them. If you hear spirits, they're not going to say good things. Angels often, when you go to bed, they'll play church music. They'll literally sing songs in your head of even songs you haven't heard in like 10 years. And they'll talk in both inside and outside your head because it's convenient. But it's a very simple topic. I can make a part 2 if you guys would like. And I'm, like I said, keeping my eyes peeled. This area is very busy, let's just say that. So if you like a part 2, ask for a part 2. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you check out FloridaStoneman.com. The gemstones I have on my website, especially as a necklace, will help you hear angels much sooner. It'll turn from 7 years, 8 years, 9 years to about 5 to 1 year. It'll take it from 5 years to 1 year, and especially when you get a necklace from Florida Stoneman, I actually work with you on how to hear your angels perfectly when you get a necklace. And I'll tell you what you're doing right, what you're not doing right, but most importantly, put God first. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!